these anti-Semites who say that it's the Jews' fault if it rains on their birthday. I'm an anti-Femite, and I can link everything back to the women's. And it sounds like I'm a total misogynist, but I actually really cherish and venerate the normal woman housewife who follows her instincts and, has maternal inclinations that lead to babies. Our problem, I call them BARF now, boomer, angry, rudderless females, and they have no direction because their maternal instinct has been thwarted, and they spend it on refugees and pretending that they want something they don't want. And they're getting a lot of power in politics and in the corporate world. And look what they do. Look at Cracker Barrel. Look at Bud Light. They're terrible at power. They don't know how to use it.
They invite all these refugees in and call us racist if we want to close the border. And then they complain that they feel unsafe walking home alone at night. It's like, hey, lady, I have a solution for you, but you call me racist when I try and make you safe. So
you know what they do when you bring that up? When you confront them with that, they go, well, the problem with rape is men. And you're like, yes. We can get much more specific, though. Men are 50% of the population. I can really whittle this down for you, especially if we're in London, England. I know what the issue is. It's the refugees you adore, you stupid.
I don't believe in democracy at this point.
Yeah.
After COVID, after seeing how everyone responded and everyone was okay with locking down for 2 years, there's people that wore masks for 2 years straight.
Still wearing them.
There's people still wearing them, yeah. After COVID, I completely stopped believing in democracy. I think that most people shouldn't be voting. Similar to college, most people shouldn't go to college, and most people shouldn't be voting.
Well, Western men do best with power. And then people go, oh, that's code for white supremacy. Yes, the majority of the Western males are white, but you got like that Pajit who owns the Jaguar football team. He's not white, but he's assimilated into Western culture, and he's a good leader. So it's a cultural concept, this Western male leadership, and we've been doing it for thousands of years. Maybe that's why we're so good at it. We ended slavery, we colonized the world. We brought India trains and entire medical systems that overpopulated them. But women are, 2 generations of power now? Like our mom, well, you're much younger than me, but my mom was like one of the first employed women. She was the first to use like a female bathroom in a pub in Glasgow. So it's been 2 or 3 generations, and they're just not good at it. Now, you could say it's because they're new to it. They'll get better, possibly. Or maybe it's just a genetic trait. We're just better at it.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining.
The boss girl thing is very popular, and I was an accountant for like 3 years after college, and I'm convinced a lot of these jobs are fake. There's memes saying the economy's fake, the jobs are fake. I totally agree. I managed 6 women. Half of them were fat. This was an accounting department, and they're just doing kind of pointless work all day on Microsoft Excel. It's tasks that like an 18-year-old white boy can do. And instead we have 6 women doing something that like 1 or 2 18-year-old men could do.
Well, they're not happy there. And you listen to men at work, and they're trying to improve each other's job. Like, why don't you guys just spend all Friday getting Monday set up so you don't have to have those horrible mornings getting ready on Monday? Or even at a bar, you'll find out what someone does, and they're like a groundskeeper, and you're like, do you have a system for when it rains to not irrigate? Because you're going to drown all the grass if it's a really rainy week. And then you think, well, there must be a way you could have a sensor if there isn't one, blah, blah, blah. All women talk about, whether they're at work or not, it's well, when they're not at work, they don't talk about work. But when they are at work, it's like, oh, I just want to be home right now, hot bath, kick off my shoes, Netflix, just sit on my ass. I've never heard a man say that at work, ever.
No, men like working. When a man is unemployed, it's like depressing. I mean, you don't even know what to do. Men are their best when they're working, and usually when they're working a lot. And
look at
women.
The opioid crisis in the Midwest. Manufacturing dies. We get the Rust Belt, and what do? They opioid themselves to death out of depression because they don't feel like that. Or even when you go to the beach. And what are men doing? They're making a large tunnel, that goes to the sandcastle, and the kids are bringing the water, and he's on his knees, fucking digging a hole, while the women just lie there like blobs, taking the sun in.
Yeah, men want to be doing something and building something. Women are really good at and cool with wasting time.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that to be rude.
I like that about them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what they're made to do. They're made to waste time. They just hang out. We build everything so that they can sit around.
They're just
and now they hate us.
They're so patient. Well, they hate us. I was going to say they hate us because they ain't us, but that's not true. They hate us because we fucked up everyone's role, and we've got crybaby football players. We've got no bullies in school. So I don't think there's an in crowd in high school anymore. There's the fat kid is the cool. There's no cool people in school anymore. And then these women who were, meant to love and cook and cherish and build a home and shape a home, not build a home, but shape a home that we build. That's all been taken away, mostly by them. And what are you left with? You're left with these Excel spreadsheets that you fucking hate.
Yeah. Welcome to the workforce, ladies. You having a good time? Get on social media. They're talking about how they don't like working and they don't like men.
Crying in the car.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable, and I don't know. We try and tell them these things, and they a lot of them still just hate men. It's really a problem. I don't know how it's going to get fixed. And there's a lot of jobs that I think are just not going to come back. So I wonder what's going to happen over the next 4 years.
They didn't learn from Bud Light. I don't know why Vanguard and BlackRock are so influential. Profits should be the number one driver of every business, but the Vanguard and BlackRock gives people these naughty ratings where they're not woke enough, and women cannot wait to destroy their company in order to get this good rating. I've never quite figured it out. But, women are agreeable, and there's a lot of things that are contagious. You'll notice one woman gets divorced, and then her friends get divorced later. I'm hoping that younger women are going to start having babies, and then their friends will see how happy they are, and they'll go, maybe I should try that. Surely there's some little sisters out there who see their big sister go $250,000 in debt at NYU and have no hope of ever paying it off. And then they'll see, a cousin who got married and had kids, and they'll surely there's trial and error in life.
You would think so. You would hope so. And I think there is a little bit of that, but a lot of these young women benefit from feminism. I don't want to get married. I want to have fun until I'm 30, and then I can worry about marriage once I'm 30. That attitude is everywhere, and because of the simp apocalypse, because men will just take what they can get, they're able to get away with all of this stuff.
But it's not fun for them. You and I like bourbon with maybe ice, maybe not. And if my wife accidentally grabs my bourbon because she thinks it's apple juice or something, she'll go oh, it's diesel fuel to her. So what do women do? They put umbrellas and fruit and 7 tablespoons of sugar, and they have a flaming margarita or whatever to trick their body, to Trojan horse the booze into their body. Yeah. So they don't like drinking, really. They get all sloppy and crybaby-ish. They don't like reckless sex, the Sex in the City thing of banging. They want intimacy. They want commitment. So that being used as a colostomy bag for the whole town's cum is not something they love. I mean, they like dancing, I guess. Is that really what this is about? I'm foregoing marriage and kids so I can dance for 12 years?
I wonder, but it would seem most women are not interested in marriage until they're pushing 30. Even at church, I made a video about this recently. A lot of the advice you hear for young men is go find a girl at church, but you go to church and the girls there also don't want to get married until they're 30. I guess it depends on what church you go to, but it's a problem. I said recently in a video that went viral that there's way more virgin men at church than virgin women.
Ooh.
And and that's a fact. I mean, that was the case when I was at church. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 23 years old. I was a really good, I'm 30 now, but I was a really good Christian kid. I was really serious about waiting till marriage and doing everything right. I'm still a Christian, but at when I was 23, it got to a point where I looked around at my church and I was like, okay, me and all my buddies are virgins, and none of the girls at church are virgins. And the advice I'm getting from the pastor is just wait around and, eventually the right one will come, and just be nice to women. And actually it was you that helped me get out of that in 2016. Gavin, you kind of to be honest, Gavin, you kind of set me on this path. Back in 2016. But I really needed it. Like I was getting bad, and I'm still a Christian. I believe Jesus was God, but I was getting bad advice at church. We got feminist pastors who, I don't know if they just don't know what's going on or if they're just too scared to call out the women, but I didn't hear the truth about women at church. I heard the truth about women from you, Sam Hyde, and then Andrew Tate. He came about a little bit later. But in 2016, it was Gavin, McInnes, and Sam Hyde were the red pills back then. Red pill on women.
Well, I always say, like, in a perfect magical world, yes, get married at 19, churn out 8 kids. I love it. That's obviously the ideal. Unfortunately, the world we live in has girls who have no intention of they want to travel. They always say, I love traveling. Okay, let's take you to Amsterdam and back. So you kind of like my brother proposed to his girlfriend of 5 years when she was 25, and she said, no, I'm too young. Of course, she changed her mind later, but that's how it always works. So I say to guys, all right, sow your wild oats from 15 to 25, and then start trying to find someone serious. And with girls,
that's the only option. The other option is what? Be a virgin until you're in your 30s and then get a girl that's been ran through. If she's ran through, then I need to have a high body count too.
Yeah.
Because
so wait, what kind of Christian are you?
I was raised evangelical. I was in the Southern California evangelical megachurch scene.
Okay.
Very pro-Jewish. The Charlie Kirk type of Christian is what I was raised.
Yeah, that's considered very unpopular and morally wrong. And I look at what's his name, the big guy there.
Joel Osteen?
Yeah, that's the guy, Joel Osteen. I watch his stuff on TV sometimes and I'm like, these are really great messages, and he's very articulate. There's no ums or buts. He's not reading from a teleprompter. I mean, I don't understand why that's the bad guy. I don't know. It's obviously begging for money, like Tammy Faye Baker. I get that. But I don't know. Mega churches seem pretty cool to me. I've never been.
I think the problem with mega churches is, I guess you got to ask, what's the point of church? I think one of the points of church is if you're a young man and you had a weak father and you need somebody to tell you how it is, the pastor can guide you. Another point of church would be to meet another girl with the same values as you. But that doesn't happen, especially at mega churches. That is not what's happening. I was going to these big churches, 5,000, 10,000 people plus churches for basically my whole life. And the girls there are, 1, not virgins, and 2, they're not interested in the guys at church.
Are you short? I heard you're a short king.
I'm a 5'7" high value alpha male.
Nice. Yeah, Anthony bumped into you. I won't say where. I don't know how anonymous you are. But during his travels, we'll say. And he said you're a rock star, and there's like a lineup of people getting selfies and wanting to talk to you and stuff.
Yeah, I've been recognized maybe 50 different times at this point, got out and about. But that night, we ran into a bunch of people recognized me that night I was out with Anthony. Black people. I'm very racist, but I mean, the black people that recognize me in person, they've all loved me. I've got pictures with them.
Well, they have end fatigue too. Then they're in the neighborhood.
Yes.
We have end fatigue from afar. They're getting robbed.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the black people who see what's going on, who are aware, because, what do you do? We got 90% of blacks making 10% of blacks look bad.
Yeah, well, Heather McDougall, she did a book called Diversity. She did a book called The War on Cops. She's been on Ann Coulter's Substack a lot. She's a big talking head. She's a fucking genius and a really good writer. And in one of her books, I think it was War on Cops, she talks about a group that no one talks about. And it's the blacks who don't want trouble. They don't want to go to jail. They work at Best Buy. At night, they stay in the basement so they don't get drive-bys. They have self-imposed curfews. They play video games till 2 a.m, safe in their basement. They're almost never on the ground floor. They might run up to get a sandwich and then run back down again. And they live over the age of 22. And no one ever talks about them. They're like, you talk about racism, there's almost a disdain for them.
Yeah. The black people that get real about it end up getting called the same names that we do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they like Coon. Coon's a big one.
Yeah, Coon. Yeah, Uncle Tom or whatever it is. But I wonder when when black people as a whole will start to wake up, because everyone's getting sick of them, and they don't they don't seem to be getting it still. Now they saying black fatigue. Hey man, that's racist. Instead of asking why are people talking about black fatigue, they're calling us racist for the term. And it's like, dude,
it's like the whole grabbing your purse on the elevator thing. Yo, I'm not going to rob you. Why are you grabbing your purse like that? Because there's a pattern. And you should be angry at the pattern makers, not the the person who's clutching their purse.
Yeah, don't be mad at me. All I did was notice something. You got family members doing this for real. So go yell at them if you're upset.
I promise I'll stop noticing. Will that make you happy? That's what most of these politicians are going for. But wait a minute, we strayed off here. So what's your love life like today?
I have a girlfriend right now, and she's cool. We might get married, working on that.
Might do it.
She's cool. She's taller than me, and I like that. So the babies can be taller. So I can fix my short jeans, is the hope. So we'll see. So love life is going well.
How old is she?
Wild. It's kind of an L age gap. I'm 30 and she's 28. So
that's great.
Too old? I wanted to do what Kumi is doing. I wanted a girl like 15 years younger than me, but it's not always.
Yeah, well, wouldn't that be a 16-year-old or something at this point?
That's legal in South Carolina. Nice. I live in South Carolina.
Yeah, 28 is great. I met my wife at 29. We didn't have a baby for like 3 or 4 years. I totally regret that. I wish I knocked her up the night we met. So get a fucking ring on it and start. I can show you how to make boys later.
That'd be good. Yeah. I want to have a boy first for sure. Well, I want to have only boys, ideally.
I'll explain. I can just explain it. So you know how you're doing doggy? You're usually on your knees. Well, this doggy is called standing doggy, and you're standing crunched over, and you're plunging, plunge, going super deep, and then when you jizz, you fall forward like 2 collapsing lawn chairs, and you sit there for like 30 seconds, because male sperm. It needs to be dropped off at the front door with a little note. Female sperm,
That's what I've heard.
jerk off on her foot, and they'll find their way up there. But male sperm, they need, so stay with it in there.
Are you standing up for this?
No. So you're standing, then you jizz, and as you jizz, you fall forward. So you're both flat now. She's not on all fours. You're not standing. You're flat on top of her because you push her down like, and she's like, and then you're like,
So it's standing doggy style, and then when you jizz, you fall over
As you jizz, you flatten.
Okay.
So it's like jizz.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Noted.
And you get. I've had people say thank you for that, and send me pictures of their newborn boys. That sounds pretty gross.
That's good to know. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm definitely trying to have a boy. There's that saying, would you rather have a gay son or a thought daughter? But the question really is, would you rather have a gay son or a daughter? Because I just don't want to have if I do have a daughter, I'm going to have to homeschool her and not let her watch anything on TV. I don't even know. I have
an 18-year-old daughter who's very attractive, and it sucks. I try to. I'm always like, you should probably try some ice cream with that. Put some more sugar in your iced coffees there. But you realize as a parent how little control you have.
Scared. What if you just like homeschooled her on a farm and didn't teach her how to read, and then
she'd sneak out her bedroom window in the middle of the night and go meet a boy who got there on a horse, and they would go to the woods and smooch. I mean,
I just don't want to. Yeah, I just don't want to have a daughter at all. I mean, it feels like there's no winning.
I remember as a teenager pushing the car out of the garage in neutral, and then you'd get it to sort of a hill, and then you start the car like 100 feet from the house. Getting home was much more difficult, but...
Yeah. Then you have to, push the car back in neutral?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a sound?
You got to sort of turn it off. Hopefully you get some speed and you can coast. And then get up to the garage. Our driveway was at a bit of an angle, so put on the handbrake, then get out of the car, put the handbrake down. And if you put the seatbelt around you when you're standing on the road, it's much easier to push a car up a hill.
Oh.
But
using the seatbelt like a...
like almost like a tow rope.
Yeah.
But now you're near the garage door, and your door's open. And you don't want to scrape it against the wall, so you kind of have to sort of like... But you're drunk at that point, so who cares?
I was a good Christian kid. I didn't have to worry about any of that at that point. I was going to church and Bible study. I was a youth group leader. I was waiting for my wife, and then it didn't pan out like that. And
wow.
Then,
so if you were like a miscreant, drunk idiot when you were young, you might be married with kids now.
It's funny. I listened to the people at church, and then in reality, had I not, I'd probably, I would have gotten the party phase out sooner, and I'd already be married.
Wow.
Because I didn't start partying until I was 23 or 24.
When did you first get drunk?
Oh, I first got drunk when I was 20. Okay. But I got drunk, but just wasn't having sex. I could have. I had offers, but I told them no. I was no, Jesus. I'm waiting for my wife.
No, not today.
I said, sorry, ladies. And they thought that was insane. They had never seen that before.
Well, they were right.
It actually made a few different times. It made girls obsessed with me because they had never had a guy say no to having sex with them.
Right.
So a few times it actually made girls like me more.
Yeah, I've noticed that with girls when they find out that you don't jerk off. Beta males like to make fun of it. Like, Proud Boys aren't allowed to touch their penises or something. And they talk about how healthy porn is and stuff. It's a depraved thing. It was a feature on The Daily Show when they found out Proud Boys don't beat off. And then they interviewed some expert who talks about how healthy it is to watch porn. And he was missing his right hand, if you can believe that. He had a stub.
The porn expert had a stub hand?
Yes.
Jeez.
You can probably find this. Look up Daily Show Proud Boys masturbation porn. I ended up contacting him and calling him a piece of shit. And anyway, yeah, they like when you have some restraint. The guys, I mean, this is a cliche at this point, but the guys that women say is ideal is not, they're not remotely interested in.
Yeah, no. Women lie about what they want. No one gives worse advice than women on social media.
Yeah.
Telling guys, oh, just treat her right and buy her flowers. Buying flowers, I think, that's one of the worst things you could do. Oh, is this
That's
it?
the guy. Do they show? Look at his stub.
Oh!
Explained that the main proponents of this no-wank philosophy were...
Yeah, he's really into touching yourself, and he only has one hand.
This is the last guy you should listen to about jerking off. What does he know?
It's called
He
wanker.
doesn't even have the tools.
It's called wanker for a reason. It's insulting.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, tell a girl you're addicted to porn and see how she reacts. I mean,
Yeah, I met a guy recently. He was like we call them baby monsters. People who follow the show, as you probably know.
yes.
So he found me at my local bar, and he was like 22, a plumber, chose trades, which is great. And his internet dating profile said, feeling really bummed about my AIDS. And he was doing great. Like, girls loved the fact that he didn't give a fuck about coming across as, appealing.
Oh, yeah. I'm out here hating women professionally online. And I've never had this many girls in my DMs. I have OnlyFans girls hitting me up. I've never gotten this much attention from women before. They don't mind that I'm out here hating on women. I think they respect it. I'm not scared if you call me racist. I don't care if you think I'm a bad person, whatever it is. And they have a lot more respect for that than for the guys out here posting about, we're a nation of immigrants and borders aren't real. It's just lines on a map.
It's like when jihadists kidnap a group of people and the Christians that don't want to die, they convert to Islam, and they're the first who get shot. They're like, gross. You have no backbone. You're weak. And the Catholic who prays in confinement on a daily basis, he tends to be killed last because they have some respect for him.
Yeah, the women respect the guy who's telling the truth, even if it's politically incorrect or whatever it is.
Well, just tell them. Like, I have no respect for women when it comes to politics. Obviously, there's, Margaret. There's Margaret Thatcher, Ann Coulter, Heather McDonald, Michelle Malkin. There's plenty of them who know their shit. But generally, when it's a new person I met at a bar, I'll say, I'm actually so sexist that I don't listen when women talk about politics. So if you're mad at me or not mad at me, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's like if a dog wanted to be in a band. Like, it's not going to happen. You can't play the drums. Sorry.
Yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. All their politics are just empathy. What about empathy for the immigrants?
I care about people. They even say empath. They say I'm an empath. I think people should have rights. I think people should eat. You're like, I don't want people eating food. That's my belief. I'm against love. Yeah, that's how. I don't want trans children to be able to live. What do I want to do? Just round them up and send them fucking gas all these stupid kids who you want to fucking maim? Yeah. That's what I want for trans kids. I don't want you to cut a lesbian's tits off. That's my radical hate.
Yeah, and every time they say empathy, I have empathy. It's also an accusation. They're calling us bad people. The people crossing the border illegally, we want them to die. We want them to be in gulags. And it's like, no, I want a safe country where you can walk home alone at night. And I want a job market that is good. Like, we could be a rich country again. We could have a wealthy country if we deported all these people.
Yeah.
Wages would go up.
I want what the people of Ghana want. Ghanaians are sick of illegal Nigerians getting into Ghana and causing problems.
Yeah.
The Ghanese, whatever they're called, Ghananians, They want strong borders. And if a Nigerian comes, they want them to have gone through the proper procedures. That's what I want. That's what everyone in the fucking world wants.
So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.